As you guys know, I used to live in LA, and this right here, this is the LAPD Olympic Station in Koreatown. You know, there are a bunch of contract killers in there, and they need to be investigated, man. You know, and I'm gonna show you what they wrote up for me when you know, after they tried to cover everything up, after they came into my room and spiked my drink, man. You know what I mean? To try to come in there and pretty much, you know what I mean, carry off the assassination attempt, man. I mean, now I looked this guy up, David J. Kowalski, and he was the pretty much the captain or the chief of that department at the time. You know, this thing happened to me. You know, so this guy needs to be investigated, Ben. I mean, because this kind of crap is going on at his department. I mean, he needs to be checked out. For real talk. You know, he's probably not there anymore. They probably moved all these guys out. But I'm just saying. But right now I'm gonna show you what they wrote up for me. So you see right here, what I'm showing you guys is this is the card that they gave me. And the incident actually happened on the 7th, but you know, it carried over into the next day. You know what I mean, it was at night on the 7th, and you know, you see the time right there. It says 0540. This was 3/8/18. You know what I mean? So, and it says RC, and that means reckless conduct of male with mental illness. We detain subject pending further investigation. He said medical something deemed not danger to self and others. Subject released from Olympic Station and advised to wait in lobby for brother to arrive. Advised subject to get help from the VA. So this is what they gave me, man. This is what they gave me to try to cover up, you know, the things that they did that night. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean, if you listen to my target individual story part 1, you know, they did come into my room and spike my drink, you know, but they were operating through the public, you know, and they use some slimy nigga, you know what I mean, to come into my room and spike my drink. You know what I mean? You know, but yeah, man. And like I said, if you listen to my part 1 story, the only thing that really saved me that night, of course, the Most High, but it was the fact that I didn't go with the ambulance. I didn't go with the ambulance that night, man. Else I would have died. And I didn't. I left my apartment and I went down into the lobby. So I met the so-called the firemen and the paramedics down in the lobby. Instead of them coming up to my apartment to see me, you know what I mean, which would have been probably the death of me, I went down into the lobby instead of having them come up. You know, and I believe that was one of the things that saved my life. And it caught them on camera too. But they're gonna scrap all the footage, man. They're gonna scrap all that footage because if I can get that footage, it's gonna show that a lot of those guys there, you know what I mean, they were just men in costumes, you know what I mean, pretty much, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It was a lot of men there just playing costumes, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is what they have to write, you know what I mean? Never been to no mental facility a day in my life. Yeah, but all of a sudden, you know what I mean, I had this. And let's flip to the front. I mean, excuse the writing on there. It's just a whole bunch of crap. And you have the 2 officers right there, Valdez and Watson. It was one Mexican cop and one white guy. You know what I mean? And those are the guys that came into the Subway restaurant, the 2 cops that came into the Subway restaurant and arrested me that night. You know what I mean? They came into the Subway restaurant and arrested me. You know, because they came to cover everything up. And like I said, while I was in there, I mean, they were still, you know what I mean, 2 guys came in there, one short Asian guy and one white guy. And the white guy he was riding an assassin-style bike, and he had a big knife on his hip. You know what I mean? And they were there to pull the head off, but they couldn't do anything to me because I was inside the Subway. And, you know, they changed tactics and bought food. You know what I mean? But the camera footage is there. You know what I mean? And it's going to show all that stuff, man. You know what I mean? It's going to show all that stuff. You know what I mean? But they're going to cut those footage, and, you know, they're not going to let me get that, because then they're going to see who's really schizophrenic from not. And those guys that came into the Subway restaurant, they were living right across from me. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? They were living right across from me in my apartment. You know what I mean? So there you go, man. You know what I mean? you guys' name is given up to the heavenly realms of the courts of the Lord, man. I mean, you police officers, man, at Olympic. I mean, so yeah, this is what they did, man. This is what they did. You know what I mean? And anybody that, even when I went back into the subway to ask if I could get the footage, they was like, oh, only a detective could get the footage. Because they know what's up, man. They know what's up. You know what I mean? All because what? I'm talking on my phone. You know what I mean? If you add up my crimes, I'm not going to do a day in jail or prison. But you add up you guys, I mean, you guys will probably get the death penalty or life in jail, man. You guys won't see the you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You guys won't see daylight again. You know what I mean? You guys can't take what you've done to others. You know what I mean? The most I got your names down, though, man. You know what I mean? Real talk. And one more thing, you got the police officer. It was Watson. Watson was the white guy. You know what I mean? They put me in the car after they arrested me in the subway, and they didn't even drive off with me as yet. He was sitting off to the side. You know what I mean? On his cell phone, getting instructions from somebody. You know what I mean? Pretty much asking him what to do still. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, if you guys had arrested me already, why not just take me to the station? You know what I mean? But he was off to the side, you know what I mean, for mad long, just on his cell phone. You know what I mean? Just talking on his cell phone. So I believe that they were still trying to kill me that night. But, you know what I mean, the Most High, you know what I mean, foiled that operation, man. And he foiled it. So they had to try to find a way to, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Stop the damage. You know what I mean? They gotta, because you know what I mean. These guys, hey, that's their ass, man. But this is not no minority report, man. You know what I mean? These guys are using, you know what I mean, mind control technologies on people, to try to make them snap, and they're alerting the police to the people that, you know what I mean, they're targeting, so they could be like, oh, yeah, I told you something was wrong with him. You know what I mean? And nothing is wrong with us, but it's you guys doing this stuff, man. You guys are the ones doing this stuff to people. You know what I mean? To get a little money in your pocket. You know what I mean? The Most High tries the hearts of men. You know what I mean? So I could say whatever I want over my phone, and everything that I was saying is the truth at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I mean, but the Most High knows, he tries the hearts of men, and he knows the hearts of men, and he knows that I wasn't going to do anything. You mean? You know? But you see, you guys showed that you guys were slimy individuals, man, by your actions, because I haven't committed not one crime after all this stuff that you guys have done. You know what I mean? Not one. You know what I mean? Not one crime, man. Oh man. And then they were asking me irrelevant questions, man. Like, okay, where's your gun at? Why do you want to know where my gun is at for? You know what I mean? Where's your car at? Why do you want to know where my car is at for, man? I mean, you guys already got me in cuffs. Take me into the police station, man. I mean, so you see, they were still scheming. You know what I mean? These guys were still scheming, you know. And I'm the one that in handcuffs, and then I don't know what, you know what I mean, reckless control. I was cooperating in them. I mean, so what reckless control? You know what I mean, what they talking about? Because I'm pretty sure if I was out of control, they would have found some way to whoop my ass or shot me. You know what I mean? But like I said, you know what I mean, you got to be smart as the serpent and harmless as the dove. You know, with these guys. That's what the Most High commanded us to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? It just showed that, you know what I mean? From the top down. I mean, the Most High tries the hearts of men, and you guys were slimy individuals, man. You know what I mean? All because you don't like what somebody's saying. I mean, you don't want people speaking the truth. You don't want people speaking up. I mean, but I'm on my phone in my house. So how did I end up on this list? When I'm somebody that stays to myself. I mean, I don't speak to people like that. I mean, how did I end up on this list? I mean, it was done illegally, man. So that power needs to be stripped from you guys. I mean, because, you know, you guys are using it incorrectly, man. You're just putting people on lists, I mean, because you have a problem with them. I mean, and it showed that you guys were slimy. With your actions. I mean, and who was actually, you know what I mean? Who was actually the criminal in this situation? I mean, like I said, this is not no Minority Report, man. This is not no movie. I mean, that movie was fake. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this is what you guys are trying to do. Is put people in situations and predict that this person's gonna snap, and you know what I mean? You guys end up exposing yourselves as slimy people, man. You know what I mean? Oh, man. But like I said, the Most High tries the hearts of men. So he knows, you know what I mean? He knows the intentions of every person, man. You know what I mean? So all praises to the Most High for that, man. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to show you guys, you know what I mean? This is what they did. This is what they wrote up. Pull a mental health card. You know what I mean? But anyway, yo, I'm out.